Okay, I'll let you do it. Go ahead.
No. I don't want to do it.
Go ahead. Too late.
Oh shit! All right.
Too late.
Oh, all right. Welcome back, MGTOW Nation. Thanks for stopping by another day to Tico's channel, where every day is MGTOW Day. Before we get started, if you would, please hit that subscribe button. Ring Tico's notification bell so you know when he posts videos, which is every day. And please share this video or any other video you like with your friends, your family, your acquaintances, or anybody else in the YouTube community.
Facts. Oh, goodness gracious. So what you been up to?
Man, I was just seeing something that Ivanka Trump's like assistant has corona.
Oh, lovely.
And
lovely.
Yeah, Pence's something close to Pence had caught corona too.
Oh, lovely.
And they said that they do tests like twice a day, every day at the White House on staff that is close to the president. So every day, twice a day, they're going to know if, the soonest you catch corona, basically.
Yeah, and that's always best when you actually do that, most definitely, because, I mean, it's a wasted kits, but I gotta understand the concept. Like, that's more kits that could be used for, I don't know, other people that possibly could use them, but I understand the concept behind it.
Right.
Jay MGTOW, you want in? What's up, Jay? But yeah, I understand the concept behind the whole entire thing. But the fact that you have to do that and do it twice a day. Now think about that. Twice a day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
And we'll just say there's about like 20 odd staff. I'm probably like lowballing the shit out of this, but we'll say there's like 20 odd staff members on staff. Twice a day, every day, you're testing these people. That's a lot of kits that can be going out to other people that can use them.
A lot of money. And just think, like, how far can you actually travel, Tico? If you gotta test every day at the White House twice a day, how far can you actually travel? Like, these are people before this, they were like flying all over the fucking.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, they literally. The sad part about that is they still are flying all over the damn place. Like, think about that. Like, they're not stationary in the least bit. They're still doing their diplomatic duties. Like, they're flying to this country, that country, this state, that state, this settlement, that settlement, this whatever territory, that territory. So like, they're literally putting in work, and they're putting in frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, twice the amount now. Because
definitely
rush. I got to get back for this test. Unless they actually don't do it, and they're just saying, yeah, we test them twice a day, every day.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me either. This is what we're supposed to be doing, But they make a big deal, too, because Trump don't wear a mask. Either does Pence. And they're the oldest fuckers out there.
Yeah. And the sad part about that is they make a big fuss about it, but at the same time, all these governors and senators that make all these speeches and the mayors, they don't wear masks either. But it's perfectly fine for the left to do it, but it's not okay for the right to do it, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, always. That's the double standard that the left has always held himself to. It's always okay that they can do it, but when the right does it, no.
Oh, definitely.
But definitely. I mean, it's double standards all day with the left. I mean, there's not a better prime example than the left when it comes to double standards. So I was just reading this, and like a couple weeks ago, remember how and gas is still pretty cheap, how low gas fell.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump was like, we're buying. We're filling America's fucking reserves.
Yeah.
Oil this low, we're buying.
Yeah, obviously.
Now next week, America is going to start purchasing, I don't know why, $3 billion worth of farm goods.
That's because they're probably taking a hit in the farming industry. That's why. They have no choice.
Because of the meat? The meat,
yeah.
Is there a meat shortage, though?
Well, you also got to take consideration, too, a lot of the meat is contaminated. Like what they said, Tyson alone has like apparently a lot of chickens have corona. and other illnesses that they can't really give to the public. I mean, there's been administrations way before this that'll just pass it out any fucking way, and you end up with mad cow's disease, and you end up with like, you know,
Right. Well,
E. coli or some crazy shit that you don't even need to have because your government basically decided we're going to sell it to the public anyway.
right.
But nobody sees that shit, so we have
Right.
to buy that much shit.
Broccoli.
Like we have to buy that much more shit because he's at least smart about it because we have to buy that shit so we can replace all this shit that's either contaminated, not in circulation, or taking a hit during this whole entire virus thing.
Is this
You have to make up? You literally have to make up for the loss. Is
this a buyout?
It's not a buyout more as much as it's like you're trying to stabilize your economy and get everybody eating.
Right. Too big to fail.
Yeah, because what you can't do is not purchase farm goods and then expect your economy to still balance out, especially when you got a lot of meat eaters out here that like their meat so they can actually go to the gym and work out. And, people who need meat in their life, who have like amino acid deficiencies and shit like that, they need their meat. They need their meat.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we all talk about protein and all these plants having protein, but all these plants don't have the amino acids in them. So you can't replace something that has a shit ton of amino acids in it with something that just has just protein in it.
Right.
Because I mean, meat has protein, but it also has amino acids in it. But at the same time, a lot of the plant-based shit just has plant protein in it. That's it. That's fucking it.
Yeah, you're always losing something.
Yeah. So amino acids is important. Well, it repairs your muscles. What the fuck you mean it's not important? like it's pretty much like putting lotion on your fucking skin. It's good for you. It's basically it's like putting therapeutic lotion on your skin if it's like damaged and cracked and dry and shit.
You ever seen Game Changers though?
Game Changers?
Yeah, straight vegan diets fucking built, dude.
Well, the thing about Game Changers though is there's a lot of people in the vegan community that I've noticed and met who live the quote unquote vegan lifestyle, who actually eat some meat, basically.
A little bit, but
a little bit, basically. They counterbalance all the because, like, at the same time, there's a lot of people in a vegan diet, vegan community, because they get like all this bacteria that builds up from all the plant-based shit that they got. They have to put amino acids and meat in their system to basically counteract that shit. They have to take on a meat-based product, like let it be pills or let it be something to basically counteract the fact that they're getting a whole lot of
MGTOW in the win. So
they're getting a whole lot of because they're getting a whole lot of bacteria that shouldn't be there, that's just growing rapidly and fucking up their intestines and their immune system and their stomachs and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have to like a lot of them eat plant-based products. I mean, a lot of them eat meat-based products for the most part to counteract that. Now, on the other hand, I will say this: there are people who can actually do that diet and not suffer. Like my grandmother is a good example of that because she comes from a society where like they can eat like nothing but plants. And my granddad, on the other hand, he comes from a society where they crush just straight meat.
What a combination. Perfect combination.
Like, and it's so like, they just eat straight meat all the time. They're like literally carnivores. And he was skinny and in shape, and he was like had a shit ton of muscle he was an old ass man. He was like an 80-year-old man. He was packing muscle and shit like that. Like niggas packing heat. Like shit. He was literally he was ripped as hell as an 80-year-old man. And my grandmother, she's very slim and she's very fit. And she just had like mainly a vegan diet. When they basically met partial way. Like he'll eat some vegetables sometimes, and my grandmother will eat like meat more often, basically, because I've noticed my grandmother the more my grandmother started eating meat, the more her calves became toned, the more the rest of her body became toned, and like you see a change in her figure, basically. And the sad part about that, she's a lot healthier person too, because she wears high heels and she's 80 and she wears high heels. Like she literally teaches the young bucks how to walk in high heels on like sand, or if they got like a wedding going on, she'll teach them how to walk in high heels on sand. She'll teach them how to walk in high heels on any terrain, basically. Hell, I've seen this heifer do high heels while hiking in the jungle. Let that shit sink in. Like this is how strong her ankles are. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. Like she literally.
When I seen when a guy told me about Game Changers, I was like, what? Because usually you see like the vegan people like really skinny, kind of sassy, kind of prancing around.
Yeah.
And in fact, the guy that told me about it, he's a vegan, and that's how he acts. He's he kind of prances around, and he's kind of real sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have no problem with that, but like at the same time, like there's not too many.
So when I heard that there was buff,
how can I put it nicely? There's not too many masculine vegans.
Yeah, well, right. So when he's telling me about these buff ass vegans in a movie that's like, I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, it's a documentary. I'm like, vegans, buff, bodybuilders.
Well, the sad part about that, I'm not shocked because there's a lot of gay people that are buff and bodybuilders now. Like it's been going on for many, many years. So I'm not shocked in the least bit because a lot of gay men tend to be much more buff and much more cut now. And a lot of gay men actually are in like the bodybuilder.
It's all about the appearance,
Yeah, a lot of gay men are actually in the bodybuilder field, basically a field of expertise where they do like the bodybuilder shows and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not shocked by that in the least bit. I'm not shocked by that in the least bit. And like people always tell me, well, Tico, like you if you become vegan, you do this. Have you seen my physique, dude? I don't need to be a vegan. I don't need to be ripped. I don't need to be buff. I'm practically there. Like,
right.
Like I don't need to have veins popping out my neck and shit. I don't need that. No, that's not me.
Find a good vein. Find a good one.
I want to be able to walk. I want to be able to move my arms freely and flexibly, and I want to be able to walk through the door without having to turn sideways and shit.
Right.
Like on a constant flex and shit. Like I don't want to walk around like looking like the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz and shit. No.
Yeah.
I need my body to be. I need my arms to be flexible. I need the rest of my shoulders to be flexible. I need my body to be flexible because I take martial arts. I don't need to be.
I just want
walking around looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like
right. I just want. I want to show that I at least try. To be honest with you. I don't need to be super fucking buff.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to be fucking super fucking skinny.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely
I just want I want to know you can look at me and tell that I can run. I want you to look at me and tell I can lift some weights. But I mean, that's it. You know what? I want you.
I know a lot of
here.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% because I know a lot of buff ass motherfuckers who get short winded walking like a couple feet.
Yeah, no, it's true. None of them do cardio.
Yeah, like I know a lot of buff motherfuckers. I mean, and that's me being mean right there. Like I know a lot of buff motherfuckers. I can't walk a couple feet without huffing and puffing like they fat. I also know a lot of buff motherfuckers that can't run a quick sprint without looking like they're going to die or need some oxygen and shit.
Right. Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. It's so true. And like, and I've always said, like, I don't have a crazy body, but I know I have basically how I describe myself is like I'm very athletic and I can pretty much do almost anything as far as sports is concerned. However, I would say I have basketball ankles. I will tell you that in a heartbreak. I have basketball player ankles. I have the size of a running back. it's like at the size of a running back, and I have the torso of a fucking like Greg Lloyd and shit like that. So
I'm stacked.
Like I'm pretty good. Like as long as I ain't gotta take a couple hits in my ankles, I should be okay.
Right.
But my ankles are strong though because I did play tennis when I was growing up. So like I'm used to going sideways and backwards. Huh?
You ever broke any bones?
No. Shockingly not. I
broke my ankle.
I've never actually, knock on wood, and hopefully I never do. I've never actually broke anything in my life. And I've actually my body's been through some ridiculous shit. Like I've been hit by cars. I've been in car accidents. I fell out a window. Like I've been in fights. I've been in fights with people with like baseball bats and shit. So I've actually walked out of them fights with baseball bats because conveniently my bones didn't break. And like I felt bad for the people with the baseball bats at the end of the fight, but I walked out of the fight. Like, but it's just shit like this, like because I don't know if it's one of those things where like my bones are strong or tough, or they got like the densest of my bones keep it from happening. I'm not saying they're the best bones in the world, but if two niggas are swinging baseball bats at you, at your ribs, and at your legs, and at your arms, and you walk out of there with not a broken bone, you are the fucking shit.
What's up, Blind Assassin? Yeah.
What's up, Blind Assassin? And it's just shit like that that just blows my mind when it comes to people, and when I see people do the shit that they do. Like,
and the flexibility of babies though, because their bones ain't fully, like, dude, it always amazes me. You ever see them fucking videos of like them nannies and moms, or like just like twirling around their fucking babies by their arms and shit?
Yeah. Ooh, no. Like, don't do that. Like, they still need to grow, and that's problems that they could possibly have because their tendons and muscles and ligaments and their bones are like fully formed, so you can't. I mean, it's cute to do it in a picture, but like when your baby starts experiencing problems, or they start running into problems later on down their line, because you kind of sort of hyperextended shit that you don't need to be hyperextended yet.
Breaking arms or legs, or
man. Well, the sad part about that, they're very elastic, but at the same time, you can still like mess up babies' arms and shit like that.
Right.
Here's why you see a lot of kids that have look like their elbows are sticking out, like look like their arms are going like if you put your arms out in front of you with your palms up, it looked like their arms are going to the left or right, basically. Like their right arm look like it's going to the right further at their elbow, and their elbow and on their left arm it look like it's going to the left.
Sure.
Basically at the same damn time. And what's up, Blind Assassin? And the sad part about that is like, people don't realize that they're doing all this damage, and like you get people who have like the like when you see their legs and they stand up, it's like their inner knee basically touches and shit like that. Like, that's not how that's supposed to work.
Yeah,
that's not how that's supposed to work at all. Like,
you see that a lot.
You got their legs sitting together. You got their legs together and they're standing up, and their knees touch each other. Like, that's not how that's supposed to work. That means you're going to have some serious arthritis problems down the line.
Yeah, you walk in bull-kneed.
I mean, I got no problem with people that do that, but like, people got to know that they're actually putting this stress and putting this shit on their children.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's like, it's crazy too that it's always like I said, nannies or moms.
Yeah, no, they do this goofy shit to their children.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, it's like.
The kids are crying even. They don't care. They just keep twirling them around.
They keep twirling them around and shit like that. Like, okay, yeah, quick ride. It's like, the fuck? And that kind of and that goes to show you, like, when they talk about like when they say about like children who die within 24 hours of birth are usually killed. 24 out of 48 hours of birth, or like strongly killed by their mothers, or by accident, or on purpose.
Right.
I forget the name of that thing. What morbidity, or I forget the name of the whole entire thing when they died within like 24 hours of birth. It's usually by their mothers, which is very sad.
I think at some point women like look at their babies and just think like, there's my freedom.
Literally, I know. You often wonder about that shit. There goes my freedom.
You wonder if they're like look at them sometimes all wide-eyed with a pillow in their hand, just slowly creeping in on them.
What'd you say? Like, what's his name? Chris Rock he said if you never thought of like smothering your wife with a pillow, or smothering your wife with a pillow, you haven't been in love.
You haven't. My God. Just shh.
Right? Right?
Inching towards the pillow.
Yeah, literally, quite literally.
Fuck.
Yeah, people just blow my mind when they do the stupidest shit in the world.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was just crazy though. Like I watched the video like that the other. Have you ever seen Faces of Death?
Vaguely.
Really?
Vaguely, yeah.
Man, You see some of the craziest fucking shit on there.
Yeah, I know.
Just like women, just like people stepping out in front of trains. Don't even know the trains are coming. Whoo! Gone. Like they got like fucking this one video I remember vividly as fuck because I thought it was like, man, that's fucked up. Right. There's two of them. One that happened to a monkey, and another one it was I believe during the Vietnam War. But so these people, monkey brains is like a ritual in some countries or cultures. Yeah. So these people, tourists, because they were tourists, I believe, and they would put this. They had this table that would fold up on four sides, and when they put the table down, there was a hole in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. In a circular shape. So what that was for was the neck of a monkey. And they had like a stool underneath the table and like a little thing so the monkey couldn't get off from the or jump around too much and kill himself from being clamped in with the table around his neck. And these people would hit the monkey with hammers, like little hammers, until it died. But in the meantime, it was spinning around in circle like fucking it was an exodus or an exorcism, and fucking it was just I was like, holy fuck. What a way to go. The other one I remember because me and my friend were laughing about it for some reason, but like during the Vietnam War, I think it was whenever someone would get shot or slit in the throat, the noise that they make would be, and then they fall over, and it was just like, why the fuck does all of them make that fucking noise? And we just thought it was funny. So every time, like, we'd go out and play basketball and we got fouled or whatever,
that's fucked up. That is so fucked up. But that is so funny, though. That is so fucking funny.
But yeah, it was just it's crazy. Like that, movies like that they could make movies like that. There was a movie, dude, that was it was based on a true story. It was Italian reporters, and they went to some I want to say Amazon jungle to find these tribe people that had no contact with humans. And the reason they went there is to find other journalists that didn't return home. Man, I have the Cannibal Holocaust. I think that's what it is. Cannibal. At one point in time, this movie was like banned in America because it was so fucking. But it's like it's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. It's like an 80s movie or whatever, so it's like old school film. You can tell because of the picture. It's just shit. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy movie. You should watch that. I had a friend that gave it back to me and said, "Man, I can't watch that shit."
I can't watch it too, right? Like, dude, you'll find a lot of people like that too. That's the sad part about that shit. You'll find a lot of people like that, and it's the funniest shit in the whole entire world. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's almost, especially this, because it's almost set up like a documentary. But they go through trials of like they fake. Like there's some parts of it that's fake and they show you that. So like, for example, like they wanted, I don't know what they were trying to accomplish. It's been like maybe a year since I watched the movie, but they're trying to accomplish something. And one of the two of the tribes and the Amazon forest, they lit their fucking houses on fire and then made them like come outside, and they like wrapped them up around a fucking pole naked. And they were like taking pictures of them, and one was like commentarying or whatever. But like that didn't need to be done. That wasn't like part of the documentary. It was like some setup made like stupid shit that made the tribe start like these motherfuckers. But yeah, man, how that would be so fucking weird to be living in a fucking tribe and to see like these modernists in a helicopter and camera equipment. Like, the fuck is all this voodoo shit?
Right? Right? I'm gonna need this witchcraftery to disappear.
You would be calling it a lens, but they wouldn't even know like the fuck a lens is. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What's this lens you speak of? What's
Yeah,
this crap you speak of? Heretics.
right.
Or the famous words of Muslims, infidels.
Infidels, right. Yeah, and that's basically what happened, and they fucking died.
Yeah, like literally.
They later found out before they died that the fucking the people in the camp, what happened to them before is they ate them. Hence the name Holocaust cannibals.
Yeah. And the sad part about that, there's a lot of cannibal tribes still out there. And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of like native like tribes and like especially in the islands, that actually absorbed a lot of the cannibal tribes, basically. Huh?
Are they cannibals because it's ritual, or are they cannibals because they actually have to be cannibals to survive?
A lot of them are cannibals by ritual. Some of them are cannibals by ritual, but a lot of them are cannibals because it's survivability,
really?
Like growing shit. They're like these are usually a lot of tribes that rely very little on agriculture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they'll eat like animals. They'll eat animals and they'll eat human beings if they come across a human being for the most part. And the sad part about that is like they rely less on agriculture, but at the same time, a lot of those tribes, because they're so remote, they don't really have the immune system to deal with the shit. So whenever somebody dies, you have to die because that person died, obviously, because you just showed up. So therefore, you have to be sacrificed for their life, basically. So now we're going to eat you as a barbecue for the most. And it's not really barbecue, but at the same time, it's basically what it is. Basically, your ass is going to be dinner later because you obviously bought bad juju to the village, basically. And this is what a lot of people don't understand or realize about half the shit. But that's literally what happens.
Man, if I had to, I'd do it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would do it too. But
cut me off a nice fucking, what would be your first choice of meat there?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Whatever's available.
Oh fuck, I'd take me
whatever's it depends, and it would also
the forearm, like flay it like a fish type deal.
It all depends on what's available to me and how much energy I don't have, for the most part.
You're dying.
I'm dying.
You're dying, and it's a full body. You have your
full body. Oh well, I'm gonna have to go with the body. I'm gonna have to go with a portion of the body until like I get enough energy to go hunting or fishing and shit like that. Because if I'm dying, I'm not gonna spend energy on doing other shit if I don't have the energy to do so. If I don't have the food to back it up, basically, or the energy reserves to back it up. So whatever's laying next to me,
it's gone.
Gotta go.
I ask friends this a lot, if they we were all skiing and avalanche came and hit us. We found each other. And we built like an igloo because we're so like remote. Nothing was working. Our phone, like nothing, GPS, nothing. And so we built an igloo and we're huddling together. Eventually we had to get naked and try to get warmth, and 3 of us die. 1 of us is left. You need food. We haven't eaten in a week. We died because, frozen to death or, not having food ourselves. I mean, what are you going to do?
And the thing about that,
most of them said no. I'm bull fucking shit,
right?
I'm doing it.
You want to know something funny about that? Is like we were talking about that, especially when like a lot of natural disasters happen. What's up, Alex Montoya? Especially when a lot of disasters happen in like third world countries, and you go and find people like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2-3 months after the fact, still alive, emaciated but still alive, in like rubble and shit like that. And like something I've noticed, like usually somebody in the first world country goes starving for like longer than a day or two, you would think that they're fucking dying.
Right? No,
motherfuckers that grew up with me, that's pretty much a day at the beach.
Right.
And I'm just being honest. Like motherfuckers that grew up with me, that's literally a day at the beach where he has to go hungry for 2 days or 3 days. And like I think the longest time I ever went hungry without eating was about like a week, a little over a week. Well, no, that's not including a strike that I went on because I didn't want to because I didn't like my mom because she said some shit to me that I didn't like. I went on strike for about a month not eating for the most part, and I ended up losing a shit ton of weight. And the hospital ended up taking me, and she ended up losing. Because she was trying to like basically she basically broke the deal with my grandmother, so I lost a shit ton of weight.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Tico. That sounds like meth.
No, there was no meth when I was a little kid. Smart ass. But what happened with that is like I would stop eating, but I would drink water. I would drink water, and I would eat like nuts and berries and shit like that for the most part. So like I was literally like losing weight on purpose because I knew what my threshold was as a kid because I grew up in like the Maroon Village and I grew up in a Brebe Village, so I knew what I could do and couldn't do. So like I lost. I ended up losing what like 70 pounds as a kid.
Damn.
Like no, I mean not 70. I ended up not less 70 pounds. I ended up going down to like no, hold on. I lost 70% of my body weight. I was in like the low, you know, like when they say with children when you were in a certain percentile. I was like below that percentile for people. Like I was like literally emaciated. But but like the irony to that though is despite the fact that I lost that weight, I was still very, very solid for the most part. Like I had muscle, and they were trying to figure out how the fuck I got muscle, but I ain't got the weight to back it up. Yeah, and the sad part about that is like I was literally like doing that, and I did it for about like 3 months, and it got to the point where like Child Protective Services stepped in, so they took me to the hospital, and it was a children's hospital at the time, and they basically put me on like all these diets and shit like that, and I remember my mom was getting arrested.
Really?
for malnourishment of a child, basically. And I remember my mom got arrested, and my grandmother, mom's side, came in and she picked me up from the hospital after everything was fine. And I remember, like, you know, she took care of me, and she basically made a deal with my grandmother, and I went back to Costa Rica. So so like my mom was pissed sitting in jail for like trying to kill her child for like malnourishment. She lost her daughter at the time. My sister was like not that much older, but she lost her daughter at the time too, all because I didn't want to live with her basically. And I said, you know what, you're not worth it, and I really don't care what happens to your life. And literally that's what I did. I went on strike, and I didn't eat for about 2 months, like any food for like 2 months, 3 months, and all I ate was I just drank water, and I ate berries and nuts and water. That's all I ate. And my mom ended up getting arrested for that shit, and I ended up going back with my actual grandmother, mom's side, because I love my grandmother, mom's side. I love her dearly. I love her like there's no tomorrow. She needs me for any fucking thing. Like I love her. She wants if she wanted a S5 Mercedes, I would get her a S5 Mercedes. That's how much I love my grandmother on my mom's side. But she eventually cut a deal with my grandmother, Costa Rica, and she came back and picked me up, and I basically went back to Costa Rica. But like I literally went on strike just because I didn't want to listen to my mom for the most part, because I didn't really deem her important, like an important person for the most part. Because I look at it like this. I still remember that you dropped me off on a doorstep and never came back for me. So
right,
you mean nothing to me. Like you mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
You said I'll be back, and you never came back. Like, so I don't know you, and I don't care about you. And that was literally my stance on the whole entire thing. But I love my mom dearly. She gets into trouble, I was always there for her. But if she wasn't in trouble and she didn't need nothing, then I was always gone. And that's typically our relationship. That's always how our relationship's always been. I love her enough to help her when she's in need. That's about it. Other than that, when she's not in need, do you, boo? Do you?
Right.
So that was typical, and like a lot of people don't know that about me. And like, because I was talking about, I remember I made a video last year after she passed away, saying she passed away, and I wasn't even bothered by it. And it's like, well, I'm sorry to it's okay. It's okay. Trust me, I'm not bothered by it. She was just my mom. Well, she was just an incubator for the most part. So like, it didn't bother me as much as it would for other people, because like I didn't have that relationship with my mother for it to bother me as much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just stuff like that just blows people's mind when it comes to me, and it's like, whoa. What's up, Shinobi One? Sorry I missed you. But yeah, it's just yeah, but it's like people don't understand that about me, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I
Heads
didn't know
explode.
any of that. I didn't know any of that about you.
Yeah, and it's like I tend to not really talk about it, and I tend to like bring it up in videos, like save the topic for videos if you watch it. But like that's one of the things I never really bought up. I never really had that relationship with my mother for me to actually for me to actually care as much about her as most other people do with their mothers. So like that's always pretty much how it's always been for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I had to grow up with man. I three things real quick. I had to grow up with my mom because well, she scared my dad off basically.
That's a given.
growing,
If it makes you feel better, mine's did with my dad. Matter of fact, they were in a bank when they broke up. They were literally at a bank when they broke up.
You get the fuck out of here. So you know and I grew up with her constantly always fucking me over. Two, what we were talking about earlier. So they did have meth when you were a kid and before. I wanted to say, yeah. I mean, I mean, ever since basically, you know, Blitzkrieg and you know,
okay, got you. So they did have meth around, but it's why is it a recent drug then? Why is it like a recent trending drug then?
It's just it's just a recent like drug because the media says it's a recent new drug.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like,
gotcha.
You know, we don't hear much about crocodile, but it's out there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely out there.
You know,
like China White and
people were doing bath salts, and then it didn't make like headline news until someone fucked around and got their face chewed off.
Literally.
So I mean, it's just like there's drug. You know, you can take 2 tablespoons, I believe it is, of nutmeg.
Yeah, I never heard about that.
All of that shit, and it'll get you high. But you know, the media ain't saying nothing about nutmeg.
Yo, definitely, they're not.
You know. I mean, it just, you know, it's what they want you to see. So I wanted to say, and then, God damn it, there was one more fucking thing I wanted to say. But no, I guess I'll stick with what I'm saying. You know, with the, you know, they have videos of Hitler sitting there rocking back and forth and his hands shaking. Some say it's Parkinson's, and some say it's fucking meth during the Olympics. I think it was.
Well, I'd take a lot of drugs too if I was worried about what other people thinking after I said that we're the supreme race and you got fucking Jesse Owens whooping your ass and shit. I'd be taking drugs too, motherfucker. Shit. I'd be worried about what everybody's thinking about. It's like, well, maybe this nigga ain't right about this shit because this nigga down here is whooping the shit out of us. Like, where the hell this nigga come from? We're supposed to be the superior race. Who's this nigga? Like, I wonder what the car ride home was like with Hitler. Like legit, like think about that. Like, Jesse Owens just whooped your ass twice. What was the car ride like at home, like with Hitler? Like, was he upset?
I think it's weird that he went down and like shook his hand in the stadium where it's full of fucking Germans while he's talking his rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of weird, right? I mean,
he didn't want to shake his hand. Apparently, he left early conveniently because he had things to do. I think he only shook. I don't know if he actually ever shook his hand, but I do know he got seeds or something. He got like some type of tree seeds or something like that from him, or from somebody in his high up rankings.
Yeah.
But I think I heard a story that at one point he did shake his hand, but I also heard that he didn't shake his hand and he just gave him some fucking tree seeds or something like that. To like either a plant, some type of a fruit tree or something like that.
Yeah, some kind of tree, eh?
Yeah. But I don't know. But like, I don't know how true that is because I haven't really. I've delved into it, but I've heard like there's so many conflicting things. It's like, fuck it. We'll just say he did both. Maybe.
They have like Ritalin. Did they have like Ritalin when you were or Adderall?
Did they have? I know they had Ritalin when I was younger.
Okay,
I do know that because that's been around for a while, and I knew a kid that was actually taking it.
That's a methamphetamine. I mean,
well, yeah, true, very true.
It's just you know how it is. You know what?
It's synthetic. It's basically synthetic. They're all synthetic technically, but
once the doctors get their hands on it, it's not harmful.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. Yeah, kind of like methadone. Methadone's not harmful as long as we're administering it. Oh,
juice them up. Juice
Yeah.
them up.
So is this why we got to do drug tests so we can make sure we're not overdoing it, basically? Or
Right. When he's out of here,
what's up, no sweetheart?
What's up? We got another customer. Once we juice him up with all this fucking morphine under surgery that he may or may not need, once he leaves, he's our customer for life.
Oh, definitely, always. Like, and
And our
that's
buddy's
basically
gonna kick back.
basically their market.
Yeah.
That's basically their market.
I mean, you can go around and shop for doctors,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll find.
Definitely you can.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely you will.
You know. Yeah, it's crazy. You know how it is.
Yeah, like you want a second. Like, and nowadays you can't even get a second opinion because you'll be judged as being wrong or being like, well, you're going against the narrative. Now I just want a second opinion. That's something that you should do all the time. You should always get a second opinion.
Right. You're an expert. I get it, but I want another expert's opinion.
Yeah, literally. Like, I work in the medical field. Hell, even in the lab, we get second opinions on the shit. Even if it comes up on a machine, hell, there's the tech that's running the machine, then there's another tech that's across the lab somewhere that's giving a second opinion on the results, on their interpretation of the results.
You know,
it happens all the time.
The more opinions you get on a subject, the better you're making that subject in your argument.
Yeah, true.
The more you debate with more people, the stronger your argument is going to get.
And the sad part about that, what I've noticed with that is when you argue with somebody about it or to get a second opinion, you can actually get a much more accurate picture of the shit based on everybody's interpretation of the thing. Because you can always, they always say, there's that story, there's this story, then there's somewhere in the middle, basically.
Right.
As many people that you can get, there's that person's story, that person's interpretation, this person's interpretation, and the guy in Micro's interpretation, and then there's the what it is in the middle for the most part. You can get a much more accurate number on the whole entire thing, I've noticed. Because machines fuck up. Something might happen with a machine where like one thing might be high, you don't understand how this is high, but this is normal.
Yeah.
It happens. It's a human body. Shit's gonna happen. So there's a lot of times where like, they'll do something and they'll wait for like the count to come back for something in Micro to double check it to see if something with the cells are basically, or there's a lot of white cells, or there's a lot of bacteria or epis or gram positive, whatever the fuck, basically in the shit for the most part. And I don't mean to, I'm trying not to talk as much Micro on here because I don't want to seem like a nerd, but it's just shit like that they basically look for. Like if your count comes back, your blood count comes back jacked up, they're probably going to check with Micro to see what they got in their scope to see what the fuck is going on for the most part. Let it be epis or let it be gram negative rods or shit like that for the most part. Chains and clusters, let it be all that shit. They literally come to us for a second opinion for the most part before they report their find. So like getting a second opinion is very important.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, like I said, you get better arguments. You get diverse arguments, which betters your argument.
Which betters your judgment on what it could possibly be, most definitely. Because like I always said, if a doctor tells you something and you don't like it, you can always go to a second doctor and get a second opinion.
Right.
However, if that doctor says the same thing, but that doctor's not friends with that doctor and they don't talk,
right?
Cool. Now, if them doctors are friends and they talk a lot and they probably shared your information,
well, that's your own
get a third opinion
for going to a doctor.
You might get a third opinion, right?
You wasted another goddamn insurance visit.
Yeah, literally. You might want to get and it's just shit like that. Like people don't realize that shit, and like they go to the same damn doctor, and they friends, and they tee off together on Wednesdays at 12:00.
Same last
they
name,
talk about shit.
Same last names, female.
Yeah, literally, like same practice,
right?
Like,
yeah,
they're at the balls and galas together and shit. Of course, they talked like. But yeah, like it's just stuff like that just blows my mind with people. You should always get a second opinion.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what science is all about, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's all about testing and hypothesis and retesting and more hypothesis and more testing. I mean,
definitely,
they're always testing and they're always getting other opinions, and science is always subject to change.
And the sad part about that is what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to the lab is the reason why we ask for X amount to be in the tube is so just in case shit's off, we can go back and retest it. We don't have to bother you again. So like, and the sad part about that, if you get a positive result in the lab, that shit gets double tested, sometimes triple tested. So
Right.
we got a definitive answer here.
Right.
The question is,
Right.
what the fuck is going on with your body, or what the fuck is the treatment going on that's actually making it this way for the most part? And like, we literally double check, triple check this shit.
What's that? Is it sickle cell?
Sickle cell, yeah. Sickle cell,
where-
which one?
Well, I don't know if that's right, Tico. Slow down. Hold on, buddy. You're getting excited here. The one that so you cut yourself and you just keep fucking bleeding.
Oh, anemia, anemic.
Okay.
What's it called?
Because the white blood cells can't make the templates to seal the wound or whatever.
Yeah, what's it called? That's
Plates?
called there's a word for that, because I know when you're a bleeder, you're an excessive bleeder. What the fuck is the name of that? Oh my god,
you're a fucking bleeder, you fucking pussy.
Not sickle cell. Sickle cell would actually prevent you from getting cancer, though.
Really?
Yeah. Because because cancer can't latch onto the cells because they're sickled.
Oh, sure. I kind of want sickle cell now.
No, you don't. I mean, it sounds cool in theory, but no, you don't. Unless you can have the sickle cells without the fallout with it, then they'd be fine. But
what's the fallout?
What's the name of the Oh, you get very sick. You have like various like problems, abdominal, like immune system, like a lot of shit goes out of whack with sickle cell anemia. 1 minute you feel fine, the next minute you're just like, where the fuck did they go?
It's like cancer. I mean,
well, no, because a lot of people go on with cancer, whereas like sickle cell anemia it'd be basically like if you
stage 4.
No, it'd be like if you
stage 5.
It'd be like if you have cancer, but you're going through like severe rounds of chemo for the most part.
Stage 5.
Like you're going through like aggressive rounds of chemo for the most part. 1 minute you're fine, then you go to your chemo appointment, then it's like it's a fucking wrap.
If I got any one of them, you take my AR-15, you do both of us a fucking favor.
What's the name of that? Because I know a kid that actually has it, and it's like it's an onco problem. It's a hemoc onco problem. What is the name of it? Oh my god, hemophiliac. It's called hemophilia.
Hemophilia. Yeah.
Hemophilia. That's what it's called.
Motherfucker. That's
what it's called. Hemophilia.
Just bleeders.
Yeah, they just bleed. Like a lot of their clot. That means a lot of their clot factors aren't really working properly for the most part.
That's good.
That's not good if they're not working. That's not good. I mean, granted, if you want to die, that's good. I mean, if you're suicidal, that's good. But it's not really good if
I mean, eventually,
it's like if you like a good example of it's not being good is like if you have a child and they fall down at the park and they just start bleeding out profusely.
I always
that's probably not a good deal.
So I always had this picture in my head of this chick at this party. I was like, I don't know, like 15 or 16 or something. And me and my friends were leaving. We're getting in a car, and this girl was supposed to come with us. I mean, we weren't gonna do anything, but she was supposed to come with us. And I remember her sitting on the stairs, just I want to die. Just like what? I mean, just like out of nowhere. And me and all my friends were like, "Shut up! Come on!"
Legit.
Like we weren't there, like having our arm over her. Like, what's wrong? We're just like, "Shut up! Come on, let's go. We ain't got time for this. We gotta go."
Literally, and like, yeah, legit. And people don't realize that. Like, dude, you're overreacting now. I'm gonna need you to calm it on down. Like,
and I just remember her sitting there. Like, I remember looking over her. Her hair was over her hands, and she's looking. Like, fuck, man.
What'd she do? Break up with her boyfriend or something that night?
I don't know. Like,
was she drunk as hell?
She was drunk. She was drunk as fuck. We all were, I mean, no, but I went over, we all hung out before. We're like all friends, even the girl, I mean, we're all friends. And I remember her like after that, always popping pills. So I don't know. Like I imagine they're like antidepressants or whatever, but like I've never noticed her doing that like before that. So I don't know if something happened that we're not aware of, or I didn't notice that she was popping antidepressants because there was no reason to notice.
Definitely.
I always like remember, like whenever I talk about suicide, that's one of the things that always come up. I guess it's a lighter way of taking it, I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
It's kind of like just hanging around, when you see like someone hanging themselves, just,
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff like that. It's like, and I've gotten so desensitized to shit like that, and it's like so ridiculous. Like, so when something happens, it's like, it's just because like I'm so used to shit like this, and I'm so used to like bodies hanging and shit like that, and
right.
people doing shit and like just death in general. It's like it doesn't even phase me anymore.
Well, it's all around us anymore.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, social media, movies, books.
Well, the movies. I mean, I understand the movies. Movies don't really bother me, but like when you actually see it in real life,
yeah. I mean,
that's a whole other story. Like
either way,
it's one thing. It's one thing to see a dead body in a movie. It's another thing to see a dismembered body.
The experience is
hanging from a bridge truss. Like you got the arm and the torso hanging, half the torso hanging from a truss, or you got a leg just hanging from the bridge truss. Like what? Like it's just shit like that just. That's when like you grew up in some fucked up shit when you actually see that on your way to school. It's like, oh, look, body again.
A body. Another one. What is that, 10 for the week? It's only Tuesday.
Yeah. It's not even, it's only Tuesday, right? Yeah, So it's just shit like that. Like that just like, it just makes it so funny. And like people, I don't understand why you're doing this. I don't understand why you're upset by this. People die. People die every time.
People die. Yeah.
People die every day. Everybody's going to leave you eventually. It's just a matter of how they're going to leave you.
Yeah. Like, some sooner than later. Like,
definitely
last night.
Yeah, definitely. Some sooner than later. Most definitely. Yeah. Hell, like shit. You can't be upset that the person's dying. They don't make caskets with bunk beds, and if they did, would you actually get in it? Is the question.
Fuck you.
Because trust me, I can do some ancient Egyptian shit and like mummify everybody and the whole damn family if you want me to.
You ever seen,
it's like legit.
You ever seen the fucking pranks of like the funerals or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
That is so fucked up. Them fuckers are fucked up.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Like you're faking your death and you're inviting all your friends, and they think this is like punked.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. That is some fucked up shit, but it's funny as hell though, because like you actually learn more about your friends and the people
who shows up, right?
Yeah, like basically who shows up, and the people and some of the people who show up will basically show up just to make sure you're actually dead type people, and like some of the people that show up will actually be talking shit on you at your casket, which is actually really funny. So like you learn who your friends are, and you learn about people based on your death. I mean, I understand where they're coming from with the whole entire thing, but at the same time, just know you're going to find out some shit that you're not going to want to hear that how a person actually felt about your ass. It is what it is.
Right. Yeah, kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, man. But you're right though. It would be interesting to see, who's who, the real come out then, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it would be interesting. Man, I honestly don't give a fuck as long as my kids show up.
You sound like you sound. Oh, who said that to me? I don't care as long as my children show up. Like, who said that to me? Somebody else said that to me too. Like, I don't care who shows up as long as I get buried properly. I don't care.
As long as my kids fucking show up, I really don't give a flying fuck who's there.
Yeah, because
the bottom line is my kids are my everythings.
Uh-huh.
And I would put them above anybody or any fucking thing.
Oh, definitely. Always put your children above all. I mean, except for if you're actually in a relationship, then that's a whole other story. And that's a whole problem that's going to end up. That's a whole entire thing that's going to go cattywampus sideways and shit like that. If you put your children above your significant other, because like it's supposed to be what significant other, you, children. If you're going to get biblical about it. Well, it's supposed to be God, your significant other, children.
Right.
I mean, you, children, basically. So it's like your husband, your God, your husband, you.
Well, yeah, you always
your
put
children
God first. They say, you know?
Yeah.
You always put him
If
first.
you're going to get biblical about it, that's
Right.
how it's supposed to work. God, your
so
husband.
you're really
you.
having an affair.
Yeah, technically.
I mean,
with God, technically, yeah. What you think about
God
it? Now that you put it in perspective, she's cheating on you with God, and I hate that.
it's okay.
Very hard to live up to that shit. That nigga can turn water to wine and shit. Come on now.
Right? Right? Yeah, I get the first night with every Christian wife. Hold on, I'm gonna go. I gotta go grab another Corona.
Okay. Oh shoot. Intermission, yeah.
So Tico,
Huh?
I know you don't drink coffee, but
Well, I do in Costa Rica or Colombia. I drink coffee.
I have to show you my new coffee mug.
Your new coffee mug, really?
Actually, it's my only coffee mug. I usually drink coffee just out of a regular glass. I don't know why.
How'd you get out of my Kool-Aid glass? My Kool-Aid glass is fine.
I've been doing it for years, but I seen this coffee mug and I said, you know what? What better coffee mug for my first fucking coffee mug?
Yeah. Nuh-uh. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop fucking playing.
I
Stop playing.
Nice. Yes, I wanted it. Yeah. Yeah, that's my shit right there. That's my
Stop playing.
I don't know anyone with the fucking MGTOW coffee mug.
I know a couple people.
Well, we should all get coffee.
Yeah, if it's Colombian or Costa Rican, we could talk. We can talk. Else you'll be drinking by your damn self. I'll be drinking tea.
Do you get the tea bags?
I actually get the tea leaves.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I used to go out with the Ethiopian chick.
Mm-hmm.
And she make tea. It was like boiling water and then like some leaves and then like all kind of other like spices. It was like real fucking tea, you know?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it wasn't that tea bag shit. Because the sad part about tea bags is they actually got a lot of filler in those tea bags and like not too much actual tea leaves in those bags.
Yeah.
So I don't really
it looked like tobacco almost. Like parsley tobacco, you know?
Yeah, like before they actually process it and shit. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to look. Because I actually go to like all the restaurants that I go to, like they literally have actual tea leaves in the actual teapots for the most part.
You ever play COD?
COD? Yeah, I play it all the time.
Yeah. I always used to fucking shoot them and then fucking go up and teabag the shit out of them. I'd make sure that they could watch it in the fucking death camera.
Right? I've never teabagged anybody, and that I usually just kill them and keep it moving for the most part.
For a while.
But like apparently, there's a lot of games. There's a lot of game AI systems that's learning how to do the teabag, and like so if you get killed by an AI system and it walks over and teabags you, it basically learns your thing. So like I know a lot of people that are complaining about like NPCs or like AI systems actually teabagging them in the game.
The robots are now teabagging.
Yeah, like the AI system is literally teabagging people. Like the like the enemies.
Yeah.
Like you'll have like an orc roll up on you,
right.
And like depending on the game you're playing, and the AI system basically learns the shit that you do.
Yeah.
And apparently because you've done it a lot, it basically returns the favor for the most part.
It would have been nice if all games were like that. Like the AI system learns your moves.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that actually do that, but like
it
there's
makes you a better player.
yeah, definitely it definitely does. And the sad part about that is something I noticed about like a lot of the people who are playing. A lot of people who are playing the games are they tend to like those games, like there's a lot of games. I'm trying to think of the one game. I'm trying to think of there's a lot of games basically if you cheat, it'll actually reprimand you for cheating basically and take away your shit or put you back to where in a quiet room or the naughty room or some shit like that. And there's like other games where like it literally reprimands you for cheating, or if you do something like look up a female character skirt, it literally like reprimands you for doing that, and you'll get like you'll have this thing on your points card basically saying that you're a creep basically for looking up the character's skirt. So like games have learned to like reprimand people for doing stupid shit for the most part.
That's crazy.
Especially if you camp out in some games. If you camp out,
Yeah,
you'll get those game points, and it'll be on your car so everybody knows that you're a camper.
When I very first started playing like Call of Duty, I would go until my KD like went even or one less, and then I would camp until I pulled ahead, and then I would run out until I get fucked up, and then I would camp.
Okay.
That's how I would do it.
I don't camp, but I will do this. Things I will do is in Call of Duty, something I do like that's very, very big is if like I don't camp, but if you actually stay back and to try to avoid being killed in like your respawn area, I'm coming to get your ass. Like I'm sorry, like I don't do camping, but like I will come and get your ass. And people are like, well, that's camping. That's not camping. Those motherfuckers are too scared to come out to get shot at. I'm sorry. This is the game. You got to get shot.
Oh, you'll try to like spawn trap.
No, because there'll be people that'll literally like spawn, but they won't come out from behind the house. In like one of the scenes in COD, or they'll do something where they won't come out from behind the wall, or
Right.
places like that. Their protection basically. And the sad part about that is, I know how long it takes for your invincibility to go away, so I'll give you that invincibility time plus another 5 seconds basically to come out. If you don't come out in 10 seconds, well, however long it takes for your invincibility, so, your invulnerability to basically go away, plus another 5 seconds, I give you that much time, and then sometimes I'll wait a couple more seconds, then I'll come back there and get your ass, basically.
Man, I would just run the whole fucking map.
Definitely.
I would just run around in one big circle. And then if I got killed, I would go in the opposite direction. My friend, my crew hated it because I'd always flip spawns on their asses because I just push. I'd be like, don't push. Dozangsand, don't push. I'd be like, nah, I'm pushing.
I'm pushing, nigga. I'm pushing. Pushing like Rick Ross. Push it to the limit. Here playing in the background. Push it to the limit. Pushing it.
For real. I used to be huge, and I know we got a lot of gamers and stuff. Just people like to play games. I used to be so fucking. That's like one of the my favorite games. Like I started playing with Modern Warfare 2. Fuck, I loved it. I like
Modern Warfare. I definitely love Modern Warfare. There's a lot of shit to play, and it's like pretty fun, and it like passes time, and like, cause I know there's a lot of people saying, well, why do you always play video games? Don't you never have time for your children? I go, dude, I play video games when I'm traveling, or when I'm standing in line. Like that, like people get, and the sad part about that is like people get so upset. I've noticed in lines when they got to wait in line longer than normal. I just pull out my phone and I really just play a video game on my damn phone.
Right.
Like, the fuck, why am I going to be mad when I got this whole entire thing in my damn hand?
Right.
Or why am I going to be mad when I can pretty much just play video games while waiting for something?
Right.
And like, I never get upset about it. And like, do you got people like complaining? Do you got people complaining? They'll come and look over your shoulder and see what the fuck you're doing and shit like that. Like, dude, you got one. Pull it out your damn self. Everybody got one.
Instead of bitching, yeah.
Yeah, like, instead of bitching, pull out your phone. That's what your phone is for. Entertain yourself, motherfucker. And I've noticed these are motherfuckers that normally can't soothe themselves. It's kind of like how they say with babies. where you got to let them self-sue for the most part.
Oh, right.
There's a lot of grown-ass motherfuckers who can't self-sue. Men and women both.
Right.
That can't self-sue.
Right.
And that shit pisses me off. Like, I've learned to self-sue.
Yeah, they can't learn to deal with it.
Yeah, like it's not going fast enough for me. It's not instantaneously. Not everything's going to be instantaneously.
Right.
Like, it's just shit like that. But yeah, just shit like that just blows my mind when it comes to people, and I listen to them complain about shit. It's like, why? Just why? Like, really, why?
A lot of people nowadays, especially in like, I don't know, this society, they just even like poor, rich, middle class, they like, we all just kind of get what we want if we just like cry hard enough. You know what I mean? Like, especially as kids, even as teenagers. Hello?
Thanks, you there?
Yeah. Are you there?
Okay, there it goes. There it goes. Like, wait a minute, you guys got quiet all of a sudden.
Oh,
repeat that again.
Oh, okay. It just seems like no matter how poor, even poor people, rich people, middle class people, we all just kind of get what we want if we just kick and scream loud enough. Whether we're kids, teenagers, adults, you know, it has no boundary. We just kind of get what we want. We've been raised in custom and learned to. This is how we get what we want.
Yeah, true.
Bitch and cry and kick and kick and kick.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of people that do that shit on a regular basis, and it's quite annoying.
But it works.
Oh, definitely. And the sad part about that is it only works because it only
underground elite. I had 2 Mountain Dews, sippy. Feels so good. No yam here. Nice.
That's not Mr. Underground Elite. That's actually a troll. Because
fuck it. Oh, you got me.
Yeah, Underground Elite doesn't really. I don't think Yam even registers on the Underground Elite's on Underground Elite's thing, because Yam is really not a knowable person even remotely for that to even be a thing. I mean, he has his own channel and all, but like, I don't think Underground Elite would even like, Yam doesn't come up in Underground Elite's topic or mouth out of his mouth, basically. So that's a troll. The thing about that type of shit is, like, a lot of people are oh damn! Now I forget. Made me forget what I was talking about. Shit.
Oh,
and yeah, like, you get people that bitch and complain and shit like that. And the sad part about that is that's because we. Oh, I know what we're talking about. That's because we allow them. That's because parents allow these kids to do stupid shit, and so they just give them shit so they can shut the fuck up, basically, instead of actually dealing with the underlying problem. They just give them a sucker, they give them some sugar, or they give them some soda, or they give them a reward. And it's basically perpetuating the behavior that they're doing.
It's sweeping the dirt under the rug.
Oh, literally, quite literally.
You know,
quite literally.
And then or it's putting the newspaper on the milk.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Cleaning it up is just like, covering it up.
Yeah. That's typically how it works for the most part. Instead of actually dealing with the situation and coming down to your children's
their coping
level.
They learn that's their coping mechanism.
That's literally their coping mechanism, because they know that if I cry, I can get this shit.
But it don't work with the fucking plug.
Yeah. Like it doesn't work like that in real life. But in the sad part about that is you end up raising a bunch of low quality people, or people who can't function properly in actual society because they believe that everything should work their way or how their mother basically raised them for the most part. And the sad part about that is in reality, society sucks.
Society's a fucking bitch. You know?
Society fucking sucks. It's gonna kick you, and then when you hit the ground, it's gonna curb stomp you or or just literally kick the shit out of you while you're down. That's typically how society works. But people get so sensitive about the shit. Well, I can't handle it. No, that's how society works. Society is tough and rough. You either roll with the punches or get stumped the fuck out, basically. That's typically how society works.
I mean, you always got like your couple good friends, right? I mean, you have a lot of friends throughout your life, but like you always have like a couple good friends, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's your fucking society right there. Everybody get the fuck out. I'm gonna create my own fucking society right here with people I can fucking trust.
Yeah, and the sad part about that is and the sad part about that is that's when you actually start sorting the people who's actually real in your life from the people who's faking your life for the most part. And it just blows my mind on the bullshit that people do and all the shit that's stupid shit that people say and do for the most part. And to the troll in the comment section, if you're actually going to use Mr. Elite's name, you might want to refer to yourself as Sigma Elite, because that's what he calls himself on YouTube. And when he comes and shows up, it's Sigma Elite. So that's how you messed up, basically. He doesn't call himself Mr. Elite in the comment section. Anyways, he calls himself Sigma Elite. And the sad part about that is how people, the thing that people do and say, like sometimes it contradicts each other. Like, I want it this way, but then they'll go and do this shit. Like, wait, what? Wait, no, wait, what? and you get people like that all the time, and it's like it just blows your mind how you can actually watch people want shit to go their way perfectly, but they don't want to put in the work to make it help it or make it go their way perfectly for the most part, which is actually pretty funny. Yeah, it's just shit like that that just blows my mind when I see people or when it comes to certain people.
Well, so maybe we can fly them certain people to the moon. So they just found out now. Human urine can help make concrete on moon.
True.
So if we fly them certain people out to the moon and just start pissing everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the problem with that though is they would literally have to go back to the space station or the capsule to basically go pee and then come back out and try to pour it down. Part about that shit's probably going to float away.
Right.
Instead, actually, you have to mix the shit in the air, literally.
Right.
But yeah, it's just stuff like that you also got to take that into consideration. There's a whole other thing called gravity. That kind of sort of doesn't exist. So I can imagine them mixing cement in air because of that, or like you would literally have to
they're talking about maybe flying because it's too expensive to haul like concrete out in space, and it's just. But so they're talking about flying a 3D printer and using the Earth's moon surface as a material that the 3D printer could use.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of going to they want instead of going to different planets, because they say it would be far too expensive right now, to bring the asteroids closer to us, so we can hollow them out and use the resources from the asteroids.
Yeah, true. Very true. I mean, you can do that, but the problem with that though is that would probably be more expensive to do than you actually just going to the fucking moon or going to another planet.
Well, isn't it? We haven't even been to the moon since the fucking 70s.
Yeah, I know. And the sad part about that is that's where you get a lot of people who wonder if you're actually wonder if the US actually landed on the moon. That's where you get a lot of that shit from. And I hate to break it to you for the troll in the comment section. Mr. Elite's actually doing a live stream right now as we speak. So yeah.
It's just not
going. you might want to rethink your strategy, because he's actually doing a live stream as we speak. Nice try.
You ever get there, Tico? You think we'll ever get? You think we'll ever get there? You think
again?
We'll be astronauts, all of us.
It's probably going to come to a point where like everybody's going to have no choice but to be an accidental astronaut. Bad, no choice. I wouldn't be shocked if something happens with the planet where, you know, a large chunk of us have to like go out and explore the world in various different directions and ways for the most part. And it's just shit like that. It's just shit like that that just makes it funny and makes it blows my mind that people don't really think, because the Earth has been here for a while. There's only a matter of time before it actually decides, you know what? I don't feel like doing this no more. It was nice knowing you guys. I love you guys. I love the fact that y'all lived on me, but I'm done. There's going to come a time when Earth decides, you know what, fuck all this shit. I'm done. And you're going to have to literally go off and do what you need to do for the most part as a human being to actually find places for people to actually live and go to for the most part.
Do you think the moon is one of them places? Or do you think we're just going to just try to find like, you know, another solar system altogether, like like Mars, or a planet Mars, or go off to a different solar system or a different galaxy? But we're not even technologically there yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would. Yeah, I don't know. It would make more sense to try to find a. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't know if we'll go to the moon or if we'll go to like another planet or what we'll do. But I think the thing about that I've always found interesting is I don't think it's just going to be one place that they're going to send everybody to. Like I said, right. They're probably going to launch a bunch of different shuttles off in various directions, and it's basically going to be like something like a Star Trek where like you go on and explore the frontiers. Like
most places or planets that are like semi-habitable, like where we think we might be able to make it, are like a quarter the size of Earth or half the size of Earth. There's no way we could send everybody to the planet half the size of fucking Earth with absolutely nothing but dust.
Oh, definitely. You can't do that. I mean, you would literally send them with supplies though. So like there's going to be supplies going with these people. So yeah. But yeah, there's going to be supplies going with the people. It's just a matter of how many supplies, how much supplies, how big your ship, how many people, that you're going to send with these people to basically be able to start a new civilization for the most part.
Well, how come Yam don't come in here and help us?
Because he's at work.
Oh, wow. Oh shit! Work is for poor people.
Oh, good lord.
I'm just kidding.
You just bitch slapped like 90 people in the manosphere, 90% of the manosphere right there. We at the Tico Trend channel do not support Dozang's claims and statements and assumptions. We at the Tico Trend channel, we appreciate every worker, let it be big, small service, big service, because we know you're needed at the Tico Trend channel. We support you, we love you, and we support you during this coronavirus times. We love you at the Tico Trend channel.
Now get your asses to work.
Oh shit.
Right. I mean, so the reason I bring up like the asteroids and bringing them here, because a lot of people, like Yam said, a lot of people not only don't want to leave this planet, because this is home. Even if we do go out to like bases and planets, they're going to miss Earth and they're going to want to come back.
Yeah. And the sad part about that is
there's only one planet. And this is like, we're not going to find another planet like this.
Yeah, you will. The sad part about that is like, if you send people out on expeditions like that, you can. And the thing about that is like, there's not going to be just one Earth. There will be, no matter how much you like it or not, there will be a second Earth. There will be a third Earth. There will be, you would end up basically like the MCU multiverse, basically. Earth 616, Earth 5, Earth 7, Earth 199. Like, there's literally going to be other Earths, literally.
Off. I'm like, 199 times Earth.
Right? Literally. And the sad part about that is like you're going to run into places like this and it's eventually going to happen. And it's going to suck, but It's going to suck, but it's going to happen to the point where like you're literally got to travel. And
Yeah.
it's like, and the sad part about that is the asteroid's going to hit the Earth eventually. They've been known to hit the Earth quite repeatedly throughout the many years, but they've been small enough where it doesn't cause a devastating impact. And some of them been some of them, even though they didn't cause a devastating impact, they have actually made the weather. They have put the weather off a little bit. So like now you'll get like 30-degree weather in like May, or like you'll have like 40-degree weather in June or some shit like that, all because a meteor or a meteorite or a piece of a comet or meteorite basically hit the Earth.
Right.
Now it done fucked up the whole entire ecosystem for a little bit, and now this is what you get. It's not just the fact that all these pollution and shit like that is happening, because at the end of the day, all the first world countries are cutting back on pollution and cap and trade, but you got China and India over here abusing the shit out of this shit. But it's perfectly fine if they do it, but you want all the first world countries to cut back, but they're the ones polluting the world the most.
India, Russia, China. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, China, I mean, Russia's fine, but it's basically China and India and a lot of the.
Hello? Oh shit. Oh fuck. God damn it. Tico. Hello? Yo. Tico? Hello? Yo. Tico. Can anybody hear me right now? Is anybody in the chat? Hello?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell, people?
Hey.
But yeah. Huh?
Hey, I didn't hear a goddamn word you said.
apparently something happened with the connection. But yeah, what happens with that is there's a lot of people who like, what happens with that basically is there's a lot of people who actually
oh shit.
realizes like China and India does. Huh?
Yeah, you just went out again.
Oh, okay. What happens with that is there's a lot of people who actually abuse their power, and like there's a lot of countries that actually overpollute the world more than the West does, for the most part, is what I was saying. You hear me now?
Yep.
So like they blame they it's like all these feminists and these climate change people go and blame like China. I mean, go and blame like the United States or Great Britain and Australia, when in fact China and India are doing at a higher rate than we are, all put together. Like,
well, that was part of like the Paris. What was it? The Paris Accord Treaty or whatever the fuck it was. The Paris. What was it? The internet.
The Paris Accord. The Paris Accord Treaty, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
And the sad part about that is what a lot of people don't realize is like, it don't matter how much we cut back. China and India got to do the same fucking thing, because they're doing it at a triple or quadruple rate that we're doing it at. And these are all the first world nation countries put together that they're doing it at a triple and a quadruple rate that we're doing it at. So it don't matter how much we cut back. China's still doing it.
Right. And India.
Yeah. And they're still doing it. So like, it doesn't matter what we do.
That's where our factories are going.
Yeah, literally. And the sad part about that is like, people don't realize this. Like, if you want these fucking goods, either you need to shut the fuck up and accept the fact that China is actually polluting the world and India is actually polluting the world. And you need to accept the fact that, these Walmart goods that you're getting are very cheap. Or we can actually bring it back and the shit could be high as hell. And Walmart, like your Happy Meal would be like $15 and shit like that. Your Happy Meal for a Happy Meal for your fucking children and shit like that. All because you're complaining and shit. Like, you got to pick your poison. You can't just, you either got to be all or nothing.
I felt like you said enough when you said, would you shut the fuck up? You want the goods?
Yeah, like, literally. Like, do you want the goods or not? Or do you want your goods? Do you want your goods to be $15 or more? Right. Like, I personally like the fact that I can get my water bottle at Walmart for like $9-10, maybe $5. But I don't want to have to drink out of a water bottle that's like $20 fucking. I'm sorry, like no.
Yeah.
But, especially if it's not needed.
Any fucking better.
I know, right? That's not going to make it any, especially if it's paying $20-$30 and it don't got a filtration system on it like a Brita one. Like, why am I going to pay that much money for that shit? Like, no.
Brand. It's like them Yetis.
Oh, definitely.
It's all brand. It's brand. You always pay for the fucking brand.
Oh, definitely.
You don't pay for like necessarily the utility of it, the usefulness of it. You just pay for the fucking brand.
Yeah, you literally do, and it's sad. Like it's so fucking sad. Like, why am I paying for this? Why?
It does, yeah. I mean, they do the same fucking thing. They just slap names on it. I mean, look, like you take Tom's, you know Tom's?
Mm-hmm.
Like the shoes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you take those shoes are just as fucking good as any other goddamn shoe.
Yeah, true. And the sad part about that, there's a lot of people that actually just buy a name brand because that's what they're used to. It's kind of like the running joke with the rich white people that says black people think being rich, black people. They say black people think being rich is buying Jordans and stunting and buying jewelry and gold for the most part.
Right.
Like, no, that's not what rich being about is being about. Like, it's not about stunting and riding around in a nice car. It's about actually making your money work for you.
And that's it. Yeah. You no longer are
and investing in the proper stocks and dividends or commodities to make it so that you can actually like have multiple streams of income for the most part. And
right.
like it's just stuff like that just blows my mind when I see people do stupid shit for the most part like that. Like I'm rich. I'm making it rain at the bar. Fuck you. I don't need to make it rain at the bar. I make it rain in my fucking account. Right? Like, why the fuck I need to stunt for everybody else? I'm stunting for my fucking self.
So nice to me.
Yeah, like for real. Like shit.
Your attendance so nice.
I'm serious. Shit. I go to the bank every time they open up my account. I got the lady behind the counter smiling at me and shit like that. Like, are you single? Like legit. Like, right. Like I'd rather stunt at the bank with a bunch of people who actually got some actual jobs here, who actually want to bend to me and kiss my ass, than stunt for a bunch of people I don't even fucking know and won't even see again probably ever.
They know you single. There's no way a guy goes into like a bank or a credit union.
Yeah,
with that much money. Those kind of people don't walk into banks.
Yeah, and the sad part about that is the bank I go to, I shit you not, it's a major branch bank. Every time I walk in, the lady at the desk, everybody behind the counter, the fucking guy that the bank owner, the person that runs the branch, literally all waves to me and say, "Hi, Mr. Rios. Is so happy to see you. I see you're visiting. What brings you to our lovely country and state, or basically our country or thing." They literally they greet me. Got motherfuckers behind the counter like waving to me and shit like that. Like, it's just shit like that just blows my mind because they know I'm a good customer and they know what I'm there for. So it's like one of those things where it's like, then I'll get like the one lady, Mr. Rios, you can use the ATM to do some things. Well, I was like, oh no, I know I could, but I wanted to transfer some money and like open up a new account and shit like that. Well, you can do it online. I like it person to person. That way I can actually talk out like the ramifications and shit like that. Like I like to know the pros and cons for having each account for the most part. Like I can read the shit and understand it. Like, yeah, okay, this account does this account does this, but I would like the extra added person or the second opinion on that account so I can actually know if I'm going with the best thing for me for the most part. So like that's the reason why I go into the bank. I could do it online, yes, but
yeah. No, I hear you. I'm the same way. We're talking about job applications in an earlier show. I hate that they're online.
Definitely.
I'd much rather work for a company or a place that still does paper applications, and they're out there. They're just hard.
Oh, there definitely are. But the thing I've noticed about applications though online is you don't have to reprint your resume over and over again. It just stays on the fucking site. So you could just attach it every single time, basically.
Right.
What makes it really, really nice. And sometimes some of those places, if you actually upload your resume, it'll upload all the information from your jobs onto the application. And it saves you a fuck ton. Literally. Like, you upload your resume, then like next thing you know, you go through your application and all the shit's filled out. Your job requirements, like your duties at your job and shit like that, all filled out. The day you worked there, the day you quit, basically, all on there. And that's what I like about those sites. Now, there are some sites that don't go that far and it's not that advanced, but generally, the upside to that is you don't really have to keep on printing out resumes, and you don't really have to like. Because I'm a green person, so I'm all about trees, saving as many trees as humanly possible if I can. I mean, I'm not like a tree hugger. I'm not going to be out there hugging a tree or
Did
chaining my ass to a damn tree or anything like that. But
participate in the 10 million planet tree?
No.
I think around or America or Americas or
Oh no.
How they were.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not that far. I'm not that far. I will recycle and I will donate to various causes when it comes to that. But my black ass ain't chaining shit.
Do you celebrate Earth Day?
No, because I believe every day is Earth Day. Just like every day is Father's Day, every day is like in America, every day is Black History Day for me. Like so I believe every day is every day.
Or
is
every month is Black History Month. I mean,
yeah, literally. So it's like one of them things where it's like, no, I don't really celebrate those days because I believe that every day you should be doing this shit.
Christmas?
It shouldn't just be designated to one day a week. Christmas?
Everyday Christmas, Tico?
Yeah, my children wish. No, not on Christmas though. But like, it's just shit like that. But like, I don't really celebrate Christmas the way everybody else does. Like on the 25th.
You know what I do anymore?
We going to church.
What the fuck you want? Yeah, okay. Here you go. Have fun. Love ya. That's what we do for Christmas now.
Oh yeah,
There's
definitely.
No, like spirit into it anymore.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think we're losing that every generation, if you will, the spirit of Christmas, like the tradition, if you will, of Christmas. Yeah, I think it's a sad thing, really, because Christmas.
Oh, definitely it is.
It's a strong culture glue. It's a strong symbolic holiday. It's family time. It was forgiving, and
definitely
everybody is like, what am I getting?
Yeah, like everybody's selfish and shit during Christmas and shit like that.
There's
and that's the thing that
anymore, because I mean they know there's no excitement anymore because there's no guessing.
No, there definitely isn't, because you're getting something. Like me, I'm the type of motherfucker that'll get you some coal if you were being bad that whole entire year, and you're gonna be
getting what you want. I mean, how many times have your mom or your grandma or grandpa, what do you want?
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And the sad part about that is a lot of times with a lot of people, like I don't celebrate Christmas the way people celebrate Christmas. I refer to it as crisis mass. So we go to church on the 25th. It don't fucking matter what the fuck's going on. There ain't no gifts being open. We don't play with the Lord's Day.
Damn.
It is what it is.
You sound like the Old Testament God.
Yeah, literally. So like if you open gifts, you're either opening it the 24th or the 26th, which is like in most countries Boxing Day, which is usually when I can hand out gifts anyway. Like on Christmas, when 12 midnight hits, you better not touch near gift or open in near thing unless it's your door to go to bed. Or your toothbrush to brush your fucking teeth. Like, don't open near gift or anything for the most part. And that's typically how I think about it and when it comes to it for the most part, because we're not messing with crisis mass. We going to church, we coming home, we're gonna sing some hymns, and we taking our asses to bed. Next day, we gonna do the open of the gifts. Or the day before, you can open the fucking gifts, but not before, not after.
What you ever celebrate? Oh, Double I in the house. What's up, Double I? Holiday.
What's up, Double I?
Yam says holidays are fine to celebrate. Obligations, on the other hand.
Yeah, because people turn holidays into obligations anymore.
Sure.
And that's a problem. Like, we're gonna have Thanksgiving at your house. Wait. No. We ain't agreed to this shit. You agreed to this shit. I didn't agree to this shit. Fuck you. Like, that's exactly how I feel about shit like that. We not doing nothing at my house because now you don't turn a holiday into an obligation. Now I gotta cook for y'all. Half the time I don't even like none of y'all asses. I'm just keeping it 100. Like
on Thanksgiving, a lot. Even on Thanksgiving, it's a lot like that. No one really wants Thanksgiving at their house.
Yeah,
and
it's
half the time no one even wants to go to the Thanksgiving dinner.
Or half the time people don't want to do Christmas at their house.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what? No. Like, no. Like, you can't punk out if you're going to have me doing Easter and the cookout for New Year's or some bullshit, basically, for Martin Luther King Day. Like, you can't be having me and then you want to punk out like, oh, we can't do it this year because, no, nigga, you going to do this shit. If I had to do it, you got to do it. Like, no. Like, and the sad part about that is now people want to, and then you get people like that, like I just said, that want to like abandon their obligations all of a sudden. Like, but your obligations got to stand. But your obligations can go away anytime because they can just because.
Yeah, that's how it is. And it's always like, it's always the moms too that feel like they need to go to these special events. They need to drag everybody along.
Mm-hmm.
The kids and dad, we just want to sleep and watch Saturday cartoons
Or just chill and just be a fucking family, not
Yeah.
have everybody else in our fucking business and shit.
Right.
Like, fuck everybody. We're the fucking family. Fuck all them people.
Right.
That's exactly how I feel about it. Like, I love my family dearly, but I don't really care about them when I just want to spend time with my children. Like, fuck all that shit when I just want to spend time with me and mines by myself. Like, I don't feel like doing shit with other people half the time. Like, it's not a necessary thing.
Yeah, no, it's really not. It's I guess it goes into
With double I just said
at your house giving.
Yeah, yeah, literally. Because that's literally what you're doing.
Right. You're giving a house.
Because then you got to clean up all that shit that they done fucked
Right.
up, their kids done fucked up, the person being curious on all the knickknacks sitting on your shit, or like the decorations and shit. You got to clean all that shit up, and you got to do all the fucking dishes for that shit. Now think about that shit. Do you really want that?
Fuck no. Yeah,
like,
no.
My point exactly.
That's why no one wants it at their fucking house.
Yeah, I know. Like, you really want that work. I mean, that goes for any holiday for the most part.
Right.
Hell, it could be Easter. It could be Martin Luther King Day for cookout or anything.
Then they're bringing home second plates.
Yeah, I know. Like, the fuck, dude? Maybe my children want to eat seconds tomorrow. Maybe we want leftovers out of this bitch. Like, you ever think of that?
And they're making it fucking like prison high. You know what I mean?
Right? Like, they're stacking shit on top of one plate and
yeah.
shit. Like, motherfucker, we got other containers over here you could use. You don't have to put the potato salad and the meat on top of each other like it's a fucking volcano. Like, the fuck's your problem?
They're just trying to stuff as much shit on that one plate because they know they only get that one plate, so they're putting everything on that fucking plate.
Like, dude, you got the desserts with the cake, with the mashed potatoes, with the greens and shit like that. You got like the chocolate cake with the mashed potatoes and the greens, and the fucking turkey with the gravy and shit. Like,
the Jello in the gravy.
That don't even look appetizing. Like, that don't even look appetizing, nigga. What? No.
I am.
All right, see you, Yam.
Next time, Yam.
Like, yeah, it's just shit like that just blows my mind.
Yeah. Well, I've done both, like I've always I've sat back and hosted holidays, and I've went to holidays over at other people's houses, and I've done the same thing with the plate. I'm not gonna lie.
I believe it. I'm pretty sure we've all done it before. So
it's like custom, One of them universal truths, I guess, like wherever you're at in the world.
Definitely.
Everybody does that shit.
Definitely.
India will let the monkeys do that. Like the monkeys, they're like family over there. They're like gods. They treat monkeys better than people over there.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, they build temples. They have holidays for them where they go and give them like all their food in their house.
Yeah, literally.
Monkeys can go in there through the window and just like take food out of the cupboard and disappear. That'd be pretty cool to see them, though. You ever done that, Tico? Traveled to India and fed the monkeys?
Oh, God. Oh, man. Well, that's certain parts of India, though. That's not all of India, so people won't be thinking that. All India does that? Really? Like, what?
Do all everybody in India has a sniper, though, right?
I wouldn't say all that, no.
Just
everybody has a sniper? No.
No, just certain parts too.
The certain parts basically have the
The
That's
sniper.
a monkey feeding thing.
Yeah, they're just at like holy sites, aren't they?
Yeah, usually a lot of times, a lot of it ends up being like tribal or like sections of people basically in India for the most part.
Hey, Yam's got a monkey stock in his banana tree at work.
I wouldn't be shocked with Yam. Yam does some crazy shit.
Yam probably hit on her.
Yam probably did, knowing Yam.
Then try to play it off. No, she's stalking me.
Uh-huh. He probably said something to her. She probably liked it. And now he got a stalker now.
Right.
He actually gave her an in and shit, knowing his ass. Like, I was just being nice. Like, no, Yam.
Yeah, I was being real nice. Yeah.
You're a guy. You can't
Overly
be
nice.
nice because then she thinks you want her and shit.
I was making a great first impression.
Like, yeah, I try not to make a great first impression once I'm on an interview.
And then he makes her smile and look at her, stalk me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You said something funny, now she got to follow him.
Right.
Like, he's so funny. Yeah, there's shit like that just blows my mind when it comes to people.
Well, what do you think, Tico?
Huh?
What do you think? Caller?
You want to call it?
I want to call it.
Okay.
I'm all out of. I had my third Corona. That's it for me.
Lightweight.
That's it
You
for
an
me.
outro?
Do I have one? No. I guess so no matter what happens, you got to face the uncertainty and just keep driving. Keep driving. If you remember, take a breakup, how awkward it was maybe to be alone, like you didn't have that significant other. It was weird, You just invest in yourself and keep pushing. Keep pushing for yourself. Definitely. And invest in yourself. Trust yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Believe in the concept. Believe in the construct of self-prophecy. Okay, that when you all right. So when you don't tear down your own walls, right? Especially of positivity. Just invest in yourself. Keep pushing. When it gets hard, don't go back. Trust yourself. Endure. Make yourself stronger. And in the end, you will win. You will come on top. The legends will be remembered, gentlemen. We are all legends in our own day.
True story.
Oh, and MGTOW.
Walk away, MGTOW.
Fuck you, walk away, MGTOW, my brother.
That's a good outro. Nobody gonna use that one.
No, if they do, everyone will know where the fuck it came from.
Yeah, I know. You fuck away, MGTOW.
When I
use that as an outro.
When I knew I had I knew I had some catchphrases when my kids would poke fun. But say it, like MGTOW, but they were like poking fun at it. I knew I had. That's when I knew I had something there. They'd be MGTOW every day. But like that's their way, That's why they don't want to admit. They don't want to admit that it's catchy because they're my kids. But yeah, that's how I knew right there. Like I might have some here.
True, very true.
Double I MGTOW every day. Literally.
Literally.
God damn it. Son of a bitch.
This is Internal Sadist. It was a blessing having Dozangsand on here. Not everybody showed up, I've noticed, and like apparently a couple people were having like mic problems and shit. But it was a fun stream, definitely. Definitely do it again anytime, sometime. Um, everybody have a blessed day. I love this stream. I love the community. Stay safe. Help your local veterans. Help your local man, and basically help each other improve. Help each other improve each other's lives for the most part, as much as you can and humanly possible. Because at the end of the day, no matter how small of a task or act that you do for somebody, there's always going to be a ripple effect that affects a lot of people. So stay blessed and have a good night.
Good night, gentlemen.